Listen, anything's possible with God, but it's possible when both parties are willing. And so the thing is, like, sometimes guys, like, he gives the Kanye shrug because he's like, you chose that person. And now if you respect my principles about marriage enough, now not everybody's trying to divorce. And not everybody has good reasons to divorce. But when you marry someone, but you love God, you have to stick it through. But the Bible does say if one person's saved in that household, the whole household has the potential of being saved. So what that person who's on the meat of the word has to do, and it's probably tough when it's the woman who's on the meat and the man is on the milk, what that woman has to do is saying, you report to the one above the man. Don't confront the man. And this is what happens. This will mess up a lot of ladies. And I've seen this throughout my whole church experience. The man doesn't go to church because sometimes a woman loves the pastor more than her own husband. So the husband is like, pastor this, pastor that. But you ain't make no food though. But you baking all these baked beans for the pastor every Sunday. Why are you doing all this for the church? So the woman has to make sure her responsibility is to that man. Listen, if it's a good man but just misguided, it's one thing if he's slapping you, cheating on you, Joker got to go. You got to get out. I tell every woman that, listen, the Bible talks about it was never intended for divorce, but he made divorce possible because the hearts of man are evil. Meaning he doesn't want his daughter or his sons with a woman or a man who's abusive. He made a way of escape, but he never intended for there to be divorce. But there is some fine lines. But when it comes to a woman and a man, and that man's a good man but just misguided, or a man that's just like whatever, prayers are the most powerful thing you can do. Go behind the scenes and pray hard for him, but love him when you face to face. That's what I would tell a person, because if you love that man, I've seen it happen. A man was out there just horrible. Get saved, on fire for God, more on fire than the woman is. It happens, but that woman put the work in the privacy of her own closet and praying for him. Versus confront him. Why don't you want to go? I tell women, don't do that to a man. That's the most aggravating thing to us, is where y'all just like this. I'll be like, hold up, men process things differently. I tell that woman right now, if you're watching online, I'll tell that woman, ask him what's going on, what's wrong. Oh yeah, well. Nurture that man until he's a leader. Women are built to nurture. And I would tell that young lady, I'm not sitting there saying you got to pacify the man, but you got to encourage him to be that leader. It's scary. Let me tell you something. Do you know how nerve-wracking it is to be a man of God? How tough it is I have to adhere to the standards of God as a preacher. The Bible says I have to be above reproach. Do you know I can't do certain things because if someone sees that I'm in sin or doing something, I can mess up their faith? I also got to make sure I have to be a strong man of God now so that when I'm a husband, that's why I be telling my girl, I be like, look, man, there's warfare in this thing. We got to be on the same page. If we're not on the same page, they're going to use you against. There's pressure to be that type of man. And so I tell that young lady, love that man to that position, because he's going to face warfare like never before. Imagine a man who's fresh out of lust. Fresh out. He's still a babe. Meaning that behind still gonna catch his eye. You know what I'm saying? Like she's gonna still catch. So you gotta be able to say, even though he may slip up, don't get mad at him when he get one look. He's still a baby. But when that man's staring, that's when you got a problem. But if that man's really trying, then help that man be the man of God that he's supposed to be. But if y'all not on the same page as far as being committed to help him get there, actually pray for him that God will send men to be around him as well. That's what I would tell her too. And God would bring the right type of man to kind of push him along.